Okay, so please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Michaela Schneer, and I don't know what to do for that.
You can just say.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm
Schneer.
super awesome. I enjoy cheerleading, long walks on the beach, and...
Okay, yeah.
Okay, 3, 2...
So please introduce yourself.
My name is Michaela Schneer.
Okay. So what are the ways of knowing?
There are 4 ways of knowing: perception, emotion, reason, and language.
Okay. So which do you think are most reliable?
I believe that reason is most reliable, but I think you should confirm something with all 4 just to be absolutely sure.
So what are you going to relate the ways of knowing with?
I'm going to relate them to my performance in math class.
Okay, please go on.
Math has always been okay for me until I started doing calculus. I found that it was just not clicking for me. I would always do badly on tests and quizzes.
How does math class apply to ways of knowing?
Math applies to emotion and perception. Emotion and perception are almost directly connected with a few points. For emotion, before I took a test, I was very nervous. This is because I did really badly on previous tests.
How does this relate to the emotion way of knowing?
When I was nervous, I got butterflies in my stomach and a slight headache. Damasio states that because I had these physical reactions to the test, that my nervousness was created by the physical symptoms. This also relates to the Yerkes-Dodson continuum, which states that there needs to be a certain amount of emotion and reason to optimize your performance. Before the test, I had too much emotion, which hindered my performance.
What about Damasio and the James Lange theory?
Damasio and the James Lange theory states that emotion is needed, but for a certain point, after a certain point, the performance goes down. Therefore, a positive outlook on the test should be. Therefore, a positive point on the task at hand is also needed for a good performance. This also supports the Yerkes-Dodson continuum.
What about after the test?
After taking the test, I found that I did not do well on it like I thought I would before the test. I had too much emotion going into the testing room, and I had a negative perception about the test. I went into the testing room thinking that I was going to fail, which hurt my performance because I lacked enthusiasm for the test. This clearly shows the role of belief.
What about the second way of knowing?
To lead you into perception, the second way of knowing, our perception can be colored by strong emotions. This is called emotional coloring. Emotional coloring relates to my situation because I felt so strongly that I would fail that I only focused on the hard questions and not the easy ones.
Doesn't this relate to selectivity of perception?
Yes, it does. Selectivity of perception is when our minds consciously exclude information from being taken in by our minds. For example, if I was looking for Waldo, I would solely look for Waldo and ignore the butcher next to him. As stated before, I would focus on the hard questions and not the easy ones. This could add to my belief that I was going to fail.
What are other ways that perception relates to?
Well, I also have to rely on my ability to interpret numbers because of my nervousness. It is possible that my ability to interpret the numbers and the problems was clouded, causing careless errors.
Hold on.
Okay, thank you for explaining that to me.
No problem, it was my pleasure.
Wait, can we shoot that last one again? Sorry. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, thank you for explaining that to me.
No problem, it was my pleasure.
Alright. All we need to do is some video editing and it'll look great.
Lots of editing.
Yeah. What I did was during certain parts, I would shoot Sandy, and as she was talking, then I would shoot you and everything, and then that way it was. Oh, it's still recording.